Sheena Quick, our sister from another mister, joins us now on Brother from Another. I'm obviously singing the praises of Scott Fitter and the Carolina Panthers for pulling the trigger, being aggressive, going up and get the quarterback that has long eluded them. What's the vibe in Carolina among Panthers fans, Panthers insiders like yourself, in terms of whether or not the Panthers maybe overpaid to go up to number one, or was this the move that they absolutely had to make?
Well, let's start with it definitely was the move that they had to make. They could not sit at 9 with so many quarterback needy teams ahead of them. But when it comes to the fans, they're kind of divided. Everyone's like, well, now we don't have a wide receiver. Who is this quarterback going to throw it to? What happens next year? And like you said, it's a lot of picks, but they really weren't in position to do anything else. They couldn't sit at 9. They would not get their guy. Now, immediately after acquiring the number 1 overall pick, the reports came out that they may be willing to trade back. I don't see them trading back any further than 2, and that would take them finessing Houston into thinking that, the guy that you guys are locked in on, we're going to take him at 1, so you better jump up. And if they are able to play chess and win that matchup against Houston, they'll get the 2nd and the number 12 pick, and no one will be worried about the picks that were traded to get the 1 in the first place. But we got, 45 days? 45 days out, so we'll see.
Yeah. So Mike Smith says he's putting his money on Stroud. How about you? If they keep this pick, where do you think they're looking?
I'm hearing between Stroud and Anthony Richardson, honestly. Now, if you would have told me that they're looking at Anthony Richardson under the Matt Rule regime, I'd have been like, oh my God, terrible, terrible choice. But they seem to have a lot of confidence. Seriously, that staff was.
No, there's credibility. They got credibility now.
You could not take on Anthony Richardson under the Matt Rule staff, but this is a totally different staff. They are equal parts youth and innovative ideas and equal parts experience. So if there is the need to, I guess, develop an Anthony Richardson, you're going to look for a vet in free agency to maybe bridge and come bring him along. But you do have Josh McCown, you do have Jim Caldwell, you have Thomas Brown, you have Frank Reich. So there's people on the staff that will be able to develop him if he needs that once he gets to the level. But it just depends on whether or not the Panthers think that his value is worth a number 1 or a number 2 pick if they are able to trade back with Houston.
So back to the receiver thing. I think both Michael and I like this trade for both teams. Me more for Carolina, but the DJ Moore inclusion, that to me is the real coup for the Bears, is getting DJ Moore, because in the process of taking advantage of another team's desperation for a quarterback, you also add significantly to the supporting cast for your own young quarterback, which is job 1 for the Chicago Bears in the form of DJ Moore. For those who maybe don't play fantasy football, for those who may not watch a lot of Panthers games, just how good is DJ Moore and how good has he been under the circumstances these past few years?
DJ Moore is a playmaker. Anytime you can put up 3 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, the Panthers hadn't had that since Greg Olsen. But you got to think about who was throwing him the ball. I mean, Mike, y'all might as well have been out there throwing him the ball at some point in time. He went through Cam Newton being injured.
I'm a pretty good high school quarterback. I don't know if you heard. I was a pretty good but I digress.
Listen, you might have been able to step in there and do some things. At the end of the day, DJ was getting his yards, whether it was Taylor Heineke or Kyle Allen, and then he had Teddy Bridgewater, then he had PJ Walker, then he had Baker Mayfield, then he had Sam Darnold, then he had Cam again, then he had Sam Darnold. So it's been a rotating door of of quarterbacks, and he's still been able to be productive. Not into the end zone, because the Panthers have had some real red zone issues, but he's put up good numbers. He finished with 888 yards this year, and when Baker Mayfield was under center, he might as well have been on a milk carton. And I say that as a touchdown, as Baker throws him a touchdown in these highlights.
Don't say that in front of Michael. Don't say that in front of Holly. Like, Holly got this crush on Baker Mayfield.
Well, listen, you can have the crush on Baker. Baker does not have that crush for wide receiver 1s. It's almost like he is allergic to them. He avoids them like the plague. Like, DJ Moore was not the first wide receiver 1 to fall victim to Baker Mayfield, but he survived and still was 112 yards short of another 1,000-yard season. So Chicago got a playmaker. I like that trade for them, and I like the trade for Carolina because they really were between a rock and a hard place. They had to go and get their guy.
Last thing for you, Sheena, where Carolina's already strong is on both lines of scrimmage, offensive and defensive line. They added to that today with the signing of Shy Tuttle. What else are you looking for out of them now that free agency is underway?
I really, really like that move because they will be going to a 3-4. So I like him in the trenches. I like that move. I think they'll be looking to add a tight end on the offensive side of the ball, in addition to the wide receiver. Hopefully they are going to retain or re-sign Deontay Foreman. That gives them a backfield of Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. We saw them do franchise record numbers last season, so I think they're good there. But on the defensive side of the ball, I wouldn't be opposed to them adding a safety and moving Jeremy Chin down to linebacker. I feel like he would be much more productive there. He kind of struggled in open field coverage. So I think they should add a safety and perhaps another cornerback. They had bad luck with the injury bug last year in the secondary, so I would look for them to shore those positions up in free agency.
All right. Hey, Sheena Quick, we appreciate you joining us real quick to drop some knowledge. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. I'm sure. Listen, as long as y'all controlling the draft, as long as the Panthers, your beat, as long as they're controlling the draft, I get the feeling we'll be seeing a lot more of you coming up. Thank you.
Let's hope so.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.